That's another thing. He was an Order of the Coif. What is that?
It's a Harvard Law School thing.
Okay, listen. So I'm live now on YouTube. Can you
Actually,
tell me the thing that you were gonna tell me? I think
what?
I'm live on YouTube. I might be.
What?
You said you. I'm live now. You said you were gonna say something right before I start.
Oh, yeah. So I no, I'm the way I am now. My wife is right. When I read, I don't remember anything.
Okay, so you're live right now. The thing that you were gonna tell me that was inspiring about why I should do this live.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you being serious? You told
Yeah,
me to make a live called "Do You Know How Your Brain Works?"
yeah. You know your brain works. Yeah,
So I'm live right now on YouTube.
yeah. Okay. So why are you telling me how my brain works?
No,
My
you
inner.
said you were gonna say something right before I went live. I'll just go. I can do my own thing if you're gonna pretend like you forgot that.
I'm not.
Okay. So, do you know how your brain works? Hey guys, it's me. It's late. It's 11:34 p.m. in Los Angeles. And I was just on the phone with my friend who has no name. His name is Nonami. N O No Nami. N-O-M-I. Yeah, Nonami. Weird, right? So we were talking about his hot mess of a life. I'm just kidding. It's not that hot of a mess, but it's a bit hot of a mess. I'm just kidding. Down syndrome sort of way. Can you guys hear when I whisper stuff? Like in a Down syndrome sort of way, it means like. So he's like, Ashley, you need to like be a life coach, and he's the third person maybe this month that's like, oh, I met somebody, they need to talk to you. Da, da, da. I'm like, all y'all forgetting something very important. I do not give advice. Okay? It's a principle. I'm a woman of my word, and I'm a woman of principle. Why don't I give advice? Because of this very reason. Excuse-moi. As what's that guy name that the guy's name that made a video about me and deleted it recently? Meek, New Meek, You Meek, Nick Gomez. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me take my shirt off for you. So this idiot, gosh, what's his name? New Meek, New Meek, whatever. Starts with a D or K. Kyle. The guy that taught the okay. Back to what we were talking about. The guy that talks about things that make zero sense, and also he makes zero sense, and also kind of inaudible. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta get myself together. I was on the phone with my friend, and he was like, Ash, you need to do a 60-second live. You don't have to give people advice, but tell people how their brain works. I'm gonna explain the front and the rear brain. 1 second. Nick, what the fuck are you doing? Tell me now. Are you out? Are you home? Nick Gomez and I are a thing, but we don't talk about it. Right? I'm gonna leave that. Where the fuck is Danielle? Danielle? Calling Danielle. Aisle 4. Danielle? No more contraceptives are allowed to be sold at this time to you. Sorry, guys. It's late. This might go private later. Danielle? Danielle, no more contraceptives are available at this time. Would you like to order them for a different location? Danielle. Calling Danielle, aisle 4. Danielle. Okay. Back to what we were talking about. So. Okay. So the cunt has arrived. Okay, just so you guys know, Danielle and I love each other. Our love language is maybe different than most. She's always trying to get contraceptives when they're running out. And I'm like, Danielle, just get them in advance. Or like, I don't know, think ahead, bitch. What's up, Andrew? Okay, Andrew inspired this. So we can all thank Andrew that I'm here. Looking like this. I'm here, bitch, waiting for you to tell me how my brain works. You know what, bitch? You can sit down and settle in because I'm going to get myself a glass of water and I'm going to tell you how your broken ass brain works. Please excuse yourself, Danielle. I'll be back. I love you. That loud noise is for Danielle, so everyone knows. Bow down in the presence of greatness. Danielle's so funny. We were talking the other day. Danielle and I talk a lot. Danielle she's actually not a cunt. She's probably one of the most impeccable humans I've ever not met in my life. But she's coming to LA, which is amazing. Danielle and I were talking earlier. Danielle, you made me forget what I was saying. See what I'm talking about with this bitch? Like, it's nonstop. Danielle and I were talking. Danielle, what was I alluding to? She always does this. Like, she literally always does this. Okay, so let's talk about how the brain works. Danielle, I can't remember what it was. If you can, let me know. Andrew, you're so funny. Inner voice must be... Okay, thank you. So I was on the phone with my friend Andrew earlier, and he was like, Ashley, you need to like be a life coach or something. I was like, slow down. 3 times. Andrew and I are both Leos. 3 times. I was like, shut up. Listen to me. He's like, listen to me. You're not letting me finish. I was like, calm down. I do not give advice. Why do I not give advice? I am probably... Okay, so let me back it up. I don't think anyone should give anyone advice that doesn't have every iota of every facet of their life in order. This is how I feel. I think it's sloppy. I think it's reckless. And I think many people's lives have been damaged, unsettled, in many ways distraught because so many people want to listen. So then they listen to some idiot that's talking and they don't even have their own shit in order. They're fucking a mess, and they're a mess telling someone else who's asking for help some messy solution. That's why I don't give advice. Also, more importantly, I respect people. So I don't want to give advice to someone. I'm always here. I will always listen. I told Andrew, there are a few people I give advice to. Young women in the program, like AA or eating disorder issues. They'll find me. I will give them advice. You got to be like under 25, and I have to see your driver's license. I'm just kidding about the driver's license part. But I don't like to give advice. But Andrew is correct. I am very rich in knowledge and intuition, and I have a sense. Danielle will not back me up on this because she's a fucking bitch, about where people are at. And I also I'm proud of myself about everything, by the way. But one thing that I love about myself, out of many things, is that I love people, like, authentically. And if I see someone and I feel someone like Danielle, who I can't stop feeling because she's so fucking annoying. I love her. I will never stop feeling her, and she will never get rid of me. Like Danielle. So we have not met in person. She lives an ocean away. We have not met in person, but she might be one of the, like, she knows more about me than Danielle. After last Friday, Danielle knows a lot. I shouldn't have made myself so fucking vulnerable to you. I'm happy that I did it. I don't know if what the mic is doing, but I sent Danielle my birth certificate. I sent Danielle my Social Security card. I sent... Watch out, identity theft, bitch. So everyone knows if I get identity theft happening, it is Danielle, because that's just how that will work. But that's not going to happen because she's Danielle and I love her. So here's what we're talking about. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So there is, to simplify how your brain works, there is a frontal cortex, and then we'll call it the rear. I don't like it when people say reptilian brain. I get it in theory, but it's just weird. Like, I'm not a reptile, so I don't have a reptile brain. Let's call it the front and the rear part of your brain. Okay? So you have a front and you have a rear. Poker in the front, something in the rear, right? You remember that joke. Andrew distracted me. So, just kidding. I distracted myself. The front part of the brain is cognizant, is sort of present. So that's the part of your brain that's making choices. Like, I was on the phone with Andrew, and he was like, Ashley, you're so amazing. You're so beautiful. You're so, like, incredible. You're so fantastic. He was just going on and on. I was like, you should do a YouTube video. So here I am, right? So there's one that's my frontal cortex. Know that in tandem, rear, front, and rear. You like that, Andrew? What is Danielle saying? Okay, sweaty Betty Bullocks. Danielle, sweaty belly bullocks. So let's just call it the front and the rear, okay? So the front is like awake to what we'll call reality, yeah? So the front is awake to Danielle's bitch ass, to baby Hondo, right? His needs, my needs, people that I love needs, etc. Understand the rear brain is working in tandem. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to do another video about this because there's a lot to talk about and I want to organize it, because now I'm like, Danielle, shut up. But don't shut up. Don't you ever shut up. I just saw that you're laughing on this thing and I think it's cute. So there's also the emotional, the right and the left. But I feel like, okay, let me get to what Andrew and I were talking about, and then I will go to the right and the left. Front and rear. They're working at the same time. They have different objective. Danielle, Stop it. They have different objectives. So, front brain is mostly concerned with not using resources if not necessary. So this will be like today I was learning something that is simple, be it a person, be it a math problem. The brain will be more attracted to. If you present yourself the first time as a complicated person or a complicated math problem, or the brain is presented with, it's going to first push away. The brain, the frontal cortex will always, the front brain, we'll call it that, make it simple, will always push away from extra effort. It's doing a lot of work as it is, yeah? So it will push away from extra effort. The rear brain is more aligned and grounded in primal survival shit, okay? Repetition. They're working in tandem. 2 at a time. Hold on. So the thing that inspired this live, Andrew and I are having a conversation about, he was saying something about himself without realizing that he was saying it that was not the best thing that one would. Okay, let me back it up. The struggle is real. Your internal voice, your internal dialogue. We all talk to ourselves, okay? People that talk out loud, by the way, are not crazy. They're just doing something we all do all the time. And I don't know, like I've researched this a lot. I don't know if a human exists that doesn't have internal dialogue. Danielle, how can I make a noise? Yeah, you're fucking lucky and I love you so much. Cunt. Danielle, how can I make an impact? Because this is the most important thing I have to say about this video. Meanwhile, please understand, Andrew pushing me to do this video at like 11 o'clock at night. I'm just telling you, he told me not to do it. I literally hung up on the phone with him. I was like, I'm doing it because I feel inspired. So your internal voice, what you say to yourself. We all talk to ourselves all the time. What you say to yourself. Statistically proven to be redundant, 80 to 90% self-deprecatory. Demeaning, okay, the most important thing is repetition. I've talked about this. To make anyone or any organism do something, repetition is the fastest way to mentally program a person. So the more you tell yourself something, the more something, your brain. Did you guys hear that? Like, I heard that. It's like knock, knock, knock. Your brain listens to your internal voice more than it listens to your mom, more than it listens to Danielle, more than it listens to your dad, more than it listens to your other daddy. Your brain listens to your internal dialogue and takes it as fact. That is the information that is sourced for your body more than the news, anything. So let me repeat. Tests. What do you call them, Danielle? When they do scientific tests and then there's proof and the hypothesis, all that. I'm like in an ab fab mode. But you know what I'm talking about. Dolling. Have proven that the average I think it's American. Not sure. Danielle should probably be doing something else than calling me a cunt and a bitch and like figuring this out. Pretty sure it's America. Lots of studies that most humans, their internal dialogue, their internal thought processes are repetitive. That's very important. The most important part. Well, in tandem with 80% of their thoughts are repetitive, and they're self-deprecatory, redundant is the synonym for Danielle. Redundant is a synonym for repetition or repeating. I was like, Andrew, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to like nail it. I feel like I'm not saying it as clearly or articulately as I wanted to. So your brain listens to your internal voice, okay? What you say to yourself is what your brain takes as bond. Understand? Most people take 80 to 90% of people repeat in their brain how shitty they are, how ugly they are, how fat they are, how incompetent they are, how whatever lacking they are. Stop it. And again, you say something to yourself, call it God, call it universe, whatever you want, responds. Danielle, what does the universe say when you tell yourself something? Ryan, Angela. Oh my God, how are you guys all here right now? I was like trying to catch my train of thoughts. I'm all excited you're here. What does the universe say when you say something shitty to yourself? Danielle, I'm waiting. Bitch doesn't listen to anything I say. Robert Abbott. Am I single? Are you rich? So if I say to myself, I'm ugly, universe says, if you say so. If I say to myself, I can't do that, universe says, if you say so. If I say this, if you say, get it? So the first time I said that to Danielle, she was like, I knew you were going to do some fucking Jedi response like that. And I'm like, but it's serious. It's real. This is a very real fucking thing, guys. We have to take control, harness how we talk to ourselves. Another thing I love, it's not from me, I heard this years ago. It was something like, if you spoke to your friend, someone spoke to your friend, a friend of you. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. If someone spoke to Ryan or Danielle, the way that I speak to myself sometimes, I'm still a work in progress. You do not want to know what I would do to the person that would say the things that I say to myself to Ryan or Danielle. I would neutralize them. Slowly. Okay, so think about that. The things I say to myself, like I'll look in the mirror like, my butt looks a little big. That doesn't happen. My stomach looks a little big or whatever, like my arms, whatever the fuck I'm thinking and picking on about myself, right? I'm not good enough. I can't do that or whatever. The universe say, if you say so. Also this, if I ever heard a person whisper something like that to Danielle or Ryan, watch out. Bullets would be going off from the gun that I would find to shoot these people. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Angela, if you say so. You were late, but it's okay. I just want to heal it all for you. I always tell people when you think, right now you're at work, I love you. I was texting you earlier. I always tell people when you think a negative thought to counterbalance it with positive. Yeah, I tell myself that, Ryan, but how easy is it sometimes? It's fucking disgustingly hard sometimes, and say it out loud. So what Ryan just wrote is genius, as always. I always tell people when you think a negative thought to counterbalance it with a positive one and say it out loud. I've done this. And to an extent it works. But there are situations that you cannot think yourself out of. There are situations that will take time and patience and a lot of other shit. Angels, and hopefully you've been a decent person so they show up. Stuff like this. There are some things like I agree. I don't subscribe to the fucking what do you call it? There's a book. A couple of you guys on here talk about it, and I keep not trying to shoot you down. I'm just trying to redirect you. Attraction, power of attraction. I even forgot what it's called. That's how like stupid it is to me. Power of whatever, attraction of power, whatever. People made a lot of money. The Secret is a thing. But like my friend Sloan Bella says, you think 100,000 million people are not manifesting and trying to change their lives and it's not working just because? Power of attraction. That's what it is. Power of attraction. Because they're not doing it good enough. Fuck that. No. We're all born into circumstances. We all have stuff. There's different things at play. So we play the hands we're dealt. Yeah? I was not late. Danielle, whenever you're arriving or whenever you're here, you're always early or on time. I love you. I think you're fucking amazing. And I am so fucking proud of you and honored to call you my friend. You were just ignoring me. I was not ignoring you. You know more than anyone. I can see it here, but if I see it there, I go like weird. So I'm not really looking and I'm checking out. And also, you know what, Danielle? Should I call you out right now? Should I call you out? Well, hold on. Let me check out if I can call her out. It's 8 a.m. there. I can't call her out. Well, do you know? I'll text you about it. Well, I think it's impossible to manifest beyond karmic law. What do you mean karmic law, Ryan? I feel like we've talked about this law a lot. I want to tell you guys about a recent Uber drive I had yesterday. So, this guy picks me up, this Uber driver, and he's all mad. As soon as I get in the car, he's all mad. And he's mad because he's like, people are beeping at me. I walked out and I was strong, I don't know, minute and a half. I saw dude's blinkers. I saw his card matched up with the card that I was supposed to get. No one was beeping at this dude. So I don't know what was going on. Then he went on to say all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. I suspected he was Indian. But again, I was in the back seat, yeah? So I brought up karma. He's just going on, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a thing on Uber where you can put quiet preference, which means like they shouldn't talk or like whatever. I'm going to start doing that because I feel like Uber drivers are upset and that's probably valid, but I just can't be on the other end of it. I can't anymore. I can't. And you know me, I'll be in an Uber driver in an Uber car with an Uber driver upset, and I just can't help but like be there for them. I'm like, now I'm emotionally drained again from another stranger that I just paid. Back to that. So Andrew was like, he was like, you need to be like a life coach, and I was like, life coach? I'm sorry. I literally said, I've known him 13 years. Have you ever met me? Semantics are important. I would never dub myself as a life coach. It's embarrassing. And no shame to y'all life coaches out there. I just don't know what the fuck you're actually doing and charging people for. Okay, I'll look at it. So I would do something in a different context, but then I brought up how I don't give advice because I respect people, but I do know that I am helpful. Like, I'll give advice to Ryan. I'll give advice to my friend. You know what I mean? Like, if they ask, like, really. But mostly, even Ryan will ask me, and I'll be like, bitch, you know I won't give you advice, but I will. There have been too many people that, I mean, it's starting since I'm born, that are a mess telling me what to do and how to do it. And I listened, and it wasn't smart. They were irresponsible and reckless with their words to say anything to me. They should have sorted their lives out instead of spending any energy speaking to me. And I guess there's something about that. And it's also, I've talked about this, like, I have respect for people. I have respect for other humans. Okay, that's important. I might not like all of you, but I respect you. And so I respect your journey. So who am I when I personally cannot say that all of my, stuff is in order to give anyone advice? But I do recognize in myself, and proud of myself about this, that I'm a very helpful human. Nick Gomez. Ryan, life coach thing, you think it's funny? I think it's whatever. I remember like in 2011, people started saying life coach. Like, you just saw my body react to that. I was like someone gave me a business card. I'm a life coach. I was like, okay. Like, unless, literally, think about those words. Life coach. Every life coach I've ever met has been a sloppy ass fucking mess. No offense. I hope some of y'all doing better work out there. So the front brain is going to be working with what's happening right now. And it's going to be more impulsive. The back brain is based on survival, like physiological survival stuff. Now that we're here up in the brain, let's talk about the logical and the rational side of the brain. So the left side is going to be the logical. The right side is the emotional. I didn't mean to say rational. The left is logical and rational. Right is emotional. So the more we can... So as well, so we have the front and the rear brain. Then we have the right and the left side of the brain. So, and almost in a funny way, the right side of the brain, which I think most people, and including myself, I'm working on this, are dominated by, is the emotional brain. When we're reacting from an emotional place, I'll say for myself, when I react from an emotional place, I fuck myself. So logical brain's always working. It just works slower. It's not as fast to, it's logical. It takes its fucking time. It makes sense. Everything about our physiology, anatomy, and neurology makes so much sense, guys. So I am currently working on focusing on the left side of my brain. I'm back to writing with my left hand, all that. I actually signed tonight without thinking about it, guys. I signed, like, I ordered food and I signed with my left hand, and I was like, why is it taking me? Oh, okay. Because you have to practice with your left. You have to, like, we're all naturally ambidextrous. Both right, left. So the right side of the body controls the left side. The right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. Left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. If we're not using the left sides of our bodies, if we're not using the left hand, we're literally ignoring half of our body and potential, if you think about it. So moving towards logical brain and not emotional is, for me, the process is not being impulsive, not reacting as much, stuff like this. Let me catch up on the chat. Danielle's probably talking shit per usual. I can't even with this girl. It's like nonstop. Like, Ashley, da da da. I'm just like, Danielle, can you just, like, cut me some slack? One time? Calm the fuck down, Danielle. Danielle is the most patient, amazing person on the planet. We've just recently discovered that we both have a love language of fucking with each other semantically, and it's fun. Okay, Ryan, life coach thing is so funny. I know, right? Just the word life coach, I feel... Jorge! Everybody, on the count of 3. I'll do it first, then we do it together. Whore, and then you guys say hey. Whore, hey. Whore, hey. Whore, hey. Okay. Your stomach is vagus nerve. Thank you, Jorge. So vagus nerve is very important. It's the only nerve that connects from your brain to your stomach. Remind me what I was saying before, please, Ryan. So, vagus nerve. Can't talk about the brain without the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve sends information to the brain about every single physiological thing that's happening in your body. Physiological things are triggered by emotional things. Guess what? The only nerve that goes from your brain to your stomach. Also, they found, I've said this many times, but nobody listens to me. Someone will one day. Neural cells in our bellies. Guess what? Vagus nerve sends information to the brain. 80% of information system is the vagus nerve. 80% is information the vagus nerve is sending about the body circumstances to the brain. Less than 20%, the brain is sending information to the vagus nerve. I'm going to repeat that so you can understand what that means. There's a nerve that starts in your stomach, and it communicates with your brain. The brain, in turn, communicates down to your stomach. The communication, 80% of it is information coming from your belly going to your brain. A very minute amount of information from the brain goes to the vagus nerve. If I need to further explain that, please let me know. Oh, I found a tapping. Tapping is a thing. I need to do a video about so many things. We've been on Red Bar for a minute. Oh, I found a tapping somatic breathing exercise to balance left and right. Okay, so somebody asked me about that. We can do that real quick, too. Take your hands. Okay, so it's called, alternate nostril breathing. This will, you guys ready to do a breathing exercise? So this balances the right and the left side of the brain, as well as the masculine and the feminine. You'll take your thumb, and you'll take your pinky. Got it? Like a surfer. What did the surfer say? Kawanga? Kaiwanga? Cowabunga. Cowabunga. Okay. So you'll put your pinky on your left nostril. Thumb goes on the right. So let's take a breath together. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Do it again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Make sure all the air is out. Take your pinky, cover your left nostril. Inhale through right. Close right with the thumb. Exhale through left. Inhale through left. Close left. Exhale through right. Inhale through right. Close right. Exhale through left. Inhale through left. Close left. Exhale through right. Keep doing that. Breathe in. Read that. Inhale. Exhale. Fuck, Ryan, I feel a lot less masculine now. I'm like all feminized. I do though. I feel balanced. I'm much more balanced. Do that. Like, I need to do a breathing video. You should do that for 10 minutes. I found okay. Humming is amazing. Humming, singing to yourself. What was the song that I always do? So the humming, you can feel it in your belly. The vagus nerve is in the belly. It goes from the belly to the brain. Yeah. Take your hands and make a butterfly interlock. I don't know about the butterfly interlock. It's just the thumb. That's how I always thought it. No. I know the thing. I want to give you a butterfly kiss right now, Ryan. What is Nick Gomez? Thank you, Jorge. George doesn't. Let me do it right. George doesn't just take any whore. He takes whores. Hey! Inspector Gadget. Yep, you're right. Guys, why have I had Inspector Gadget in my head for like, I don't know, Ryan, 3 years? Anyone have questions about the brain or how the brain works in terms of what I said? I do realize this will probably just go straight to Patreon and I'll unlist it after. But I am a bit, I don't know, it's like 12:15 my time. So I'm a bit like stoned and maybe it was disorganized information. I don't want to give you that. So if there's a question that you have before I call Ryan and Danielle, maybe on conference call, please let me know. Thank you, Nico. Okay, so just to recap, you have your front brain and you have your rear brain. Your front brain is in this dimension, we will call it. Your rear brain is more focused on, it's constantly monitoring your physiology and what's going on. It's survival based, okay? Then you have your right brain, which is your emotional side of your brain. Most people are run by this and run into the ground. Then you have your left side of your brain, your logical brain. Let's start to all move to the left side of the brain. Logical. I think it's more intelligent. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Ryan, I'm calling you now. And Danielle, I know your bitch ass is up too. Bye. Thanks for being here, guys. Also recap this. You can do it on your own. So, the alternate nostril breathing, balancing the right and the left side of the brain, as well as the masculine and feminine sides of the body. So we will start with, I automatically start with my left. I think that there is a proper way to do it. I mean, like a specific way. I feel like you're supposed to start inhaling with the, I don't know, maybe I'm more on my masculine side, so I'm doing that. So I'm going to do opposite. When I did this video 2 years ago, I asked somebody, a friend, and I was like, are we supposed to start with one nostril, like before I do this video? And she's like, technically the right, like closing the right, but I don't think it matters. if you have a thing about it. So let's review that and we'll end with this. So we'll have our fingers. I don't know what the butterfly thing is. I'll call it cowabunga. Yeah. So right thumb will be for right nostril. Left thumb will be for left. So let's do it the other way. So we'll inhale. Exhale all the air out. 70% of toxins leave your body through the process of exhalation. Sometimes you never notice how much air is still there that you have not exhaled. Okay? Inhale, right? Sorry. Breathe in, breathe out. Close right with your thumb. Make sure there's no air. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Keep playing that game. I'll see